Good day, all. Welcome to today's conversation on All About Data. I'm Barsha Karki, Solutions Engineer at NetApp. I would like to start with an acknowledgement of country. I'm speaking from the land of Bidigal people, and I'd like to pay my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging. My guest today is Sly Gittins, Microsoft Partner Technology Strategist and creator and host of a couple of very awesome video podcast series, including Tech Simplified and WIT. Welcome, Sly.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. How you doing today, Marsha? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing great, Sly. It's so great to have you on this podcast where I'm speaking from Sydney, Australia, and you're from New York. So this is amazing. Thank you for making the time. Um, I briefly introduce you as what you do at Microsoft, but I would love to, me and my audience would love to hear from you around a bit more around what is it that you do, and also give us a bit more information around the YouTube video series that you've started, or maybe start with what your motivation was to start those video series.
Okay, yeah, that's great. So currently, I work at Microsoft as a partner technology strategist, and what I do is I help customers, Microsoft partners, build like their comprehensive go-to-market strategies around our solutions, whether that be Azure, Microsoft Dynamics, Microsoft 365. We figure out what they're good at or where they're aspiring to be better at, and then I help put together a plan, and I bring in my team of engineers to help execute that plan with the partner. And what the goal is become more profitable. So that's my role during the day at Microsoft. And then I also am the creator of Tech Simplified on YouTube. It's a YouTube channel where I talk about technology, and I really take the time to learn the technology to make it easier for people who are in technology and some people who are brand new to the field. And while creating that, I also was motivated to create a Women in Tech series, or WIT series, and that's spawned from me having a daughter. And my daughter was my motivation in creating it because I wanted to show her and other girls like her and women out there that the different stories that these women had to overcome and how they continue to make impact in technology, not only just showing up, but thriving and making a name for themselves. And thank you for being one of the people on my series. So those are some of the reasons why I started it. And again, I love teaching, and that was another reason why I started my channel. How do I teach? How do I give back? As we progress through our careers, I think it's our responsibility is to give that helping hand to people who want to make changes in their careers, and to the next generation who is coming into the workforce, and make it easier for them. So those were the reasons why I created the content.
Thank you so much, Sly, for that brief introduction, and also for who you are. Really, I was one of the guests on your shows. I've watched so many other conversations that you do on Tech Simplified and WIT, and the conversations you're creating are just awesome. And with the sole intention of having role models for your daughter, but also being that that teacher kind of person, so as to help people and enable them. So that's just awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. Hey, with so much focus on social media, I guess social media has always played an important part in everybody's life. It's existed for a long time, but we've seen that because of the pandemic, there's a lot more use of it from a consumer's perspective versus a lot more focus from business point of view. And so like using social ad to look at marketing data to show what the impact on buyer's journey has been, searching for content on YouTube, SEOs, online shopping, use of AI, ML. I guess with your content, how did you get started with social media, and where did you see that growth?
Yep. So I got started when I was about 19. I think it's the days after MySpace. Facebook is just really getting up and running. And I'm starting to think about, after college. And my family is from Barbados, and I'm first generation in America. So we didn't have some of those connections, right, to help me after college. So I needed to find a way to develop a brand and how to get my name and meet people that maybe I wouldn't have access to normally. So that's when LinkedIn came out, and I I started doing my homework on it, and I started connecting with people in Silicon Valley, and I'm all the way out in Buffalo, at University of Buffalo, and they giving me tips. And I'm like, man, this is like, I'm getting a cheat sheet for the test, and I could work backwards, right? So I got really excited and understanding how could I use this to be my billboard, my 24-hour billboard that was free, that I can create it to what I needed to create. And the cool thing is I don't have to start with a blank canvas because other people already started filling in their canvases. So I just had to tailor mine similar to theirs. And now as I progressed through my career, now I have even more information to put on there. So now how do you make it more palatable for the audience and more targeted? What messages I want to get out there? So that was one reason how I got started. And why I continue to build on the brand is just because I realize I can reach more people. I can create the narrative that I want to speak to. And what social media has helped businesses and consumers is go direct to consumer. So you own, or you get a little bit more power when you do those things, right? So that's one thing that I found that was pretty appealing. And then the data that you get from that, right? Like for me, just doing my videos, I can tell you 60% of the people who view my videos are male, 40% are female, right? And then I can show you what videos perform better. I can also see which one has the most interest, right? With different tools that you can leverage, right? And these is where eyes are. So right now, we're in a world of attention right now, right? Like how much attention can you hold? Like, you know, how can I use this to further along my initiatives or get the ladies in front of more people so that they can get that that recognition that they deserve, right? So maybe open up new opportunities, right? So those are that's like a quick overview on why. So
that's so amazing, Sly. You've given us some really great nuggets, right? I guess those information, if we really sit back and think about it, yes, those are the reasons that we see a lot of social ads, how people are, how the buyer's journey is being tracked, and how the experience is becoming better for consumers because all businesses want to sell their services. I guess and you being so much socially present and having created so many content, but over time creating that better experience, better traction rate, what kind of insights do you get, and what has been the magic sauce for you to get to where you are today?
I think that's where there's no magic, right? It's just consistency, consistency and adaptation. Can I take the data? And when I say data, let me explain that. Can I take what my audience is telling me? Well, one of my videos had 0 interactions, right? No comments, no likes, no anything. What's wrong with it? Well, I realized when I researched the keyword, I had like 10 people look for the word. So there isn't that many people to talk about it. So that was poor homework I did, right? I didn't do enough homework in the beginning to get a topic that garnered enough attention to even get interaction. And then I'm like, man, look at my quality. Well, my videos aren't that clear. My audio is raspy. Also, maybe the words I'm using on my titles are boring, right? Because now with so many people doing it, when I first started, it wasn't that many people doing it, right? So it was pretty cool. You could have average work or subpar average work and still make an impact. Now that social media and these platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter are mature platforms, people are expecting content to look a certain way. So how can you take what's out there and make it your own? What's the unique story that you're giving? Because I realized I used to regurgitate information, but people don't, you get information from anywhere. What are you buying? You're buying my personality. You're buying my story, maybe the story that I'm talking about, because you can get the data from anywhere else. How are you making it your own? So those are some of the things that I would say, like just go back to is consistency and how do you adapt? And then also is now I'm realizing, how do you work within the community? So now I'm reaching out to other influencers, jumping on their channels, right? And working collaboratively because we want the same thing, right? So, and if you do it strategically, it's like an artist on a song. Why do artists feature on a song? Because then it helps them get into a bigger market. So then they can reach customers that they usually wouldn't meet. So I started doing that now with my channel instead of doing everything by myself. It's reaching out and sharing other people's stories or promoting their brand. So just to sum it up again, is consistency, adaptation, and community, cross collaboration.
What is one key takeaway for our audience that you want to leave with today?
I want everyone, if you focus on your social media, don't look at it as what you're going to regurgitate out. Think about who is going to be viewing it. Why did you create it? What was the goal for it? Because then that's how we empower the people, our audience, right? And so people to get to know you. I think back in the days, we just focused on putting out information. It's like LinkedIn was our resume, right? To use that. But you're telling a story. What's the story you want to share? And what do you want to be known for? I think that would be helpful for the whole community. I think that's how we grow together as a community as well. So.
Oh, I love that. And that's such a fantastic note to end our conversation on. Have a goal in mind and keep at it, right? So thank you so much for your time, Sly. It's been an absolute pleasure. And we'll connect again soon.